So today's going to be a Queen and Slim review podcast style. So if you're doing dishes or if you have some work to do around the house, or if you just want to stare at some beautiful images and hear my voice, that's fine too. You know, I got a little ASMR going. I don't think I have the voice for ASMR, but I do think, okay, that my voice and my content is addictive, period. So Queen and Slim, girl, had me in all types of feels. Okay, I saw the movie twice. I saw it with my sister and I saw it with my bae. But hold on, before we begin, this is a spoiler alert. Okay, I don't know how it is possible for someone to do a review without telling you about its contents. So yes, I will be telling the story because I'm reviewing the movie. So if you did not see it and you don't want to spoil the movie, click off and then just watch it when you watch the movie. Or if you don't plan on watching the movie, because I know a lot of you guys said you don't plan on watching, you know, you can just go ahead and enjoy this review. Disclaimer number 2, there is a lot of controversy surrounding this movie. I will either put that at the end of this video or create a completely separate video. In this video, I really want to focus on the movie. I understand that there's a lot of controversy around this, so I'll try to touch on it as we go. But for the most part, I'll have to either save it for the end or a separate video, depending on how long this video is going to be. I don't want to bore you guys. You know, I'm very entertaining and all of that, but it's a lot. All right, it's a lot. So let's jump right into this review. So Lena Waithe wrote Queen and Slim, and Melina Matsuka, she produced Queen and Slim. So these are two African-American women that has had major contributions to film. And even Melina, you know, she's done a lot of work in music videos. And together, Queen and Slim was born. Now, a lot of people compare Queen and Slim to Bonnie and Clyde. You know, they're saying, oh, Queen and Slim is the black version of Bonnie and Clyde. But people need to remember when making such comments that Queen and Slim were not criminals. Okay, Bonnie and Clyde were criminals. Okay, they robbed banks. They committed all these crimes. Queen and Slim did not. Their only crime was being black in America. So we start off the movie with actors Daniel Kaluuya and Jodie Smith. We don't learn their names until the end when we're watching them on the news. So for the whole movie, we don't know their names, okay? No one addresses them by name. They don't introduce themselves by their name, but we know them as Queen and Slim because that's the title of the movie, right? But they never say their names. Now, when I told you guys I was going to review this movie, you guys said you're tired of the struggle love narrative, and girl, so am I. But if you're not watching this movie because you're tired of the struggle love narrative, I'm sorry, this is not the movie to boycott because of the struggle love narrative, all right? This movie is not about struggle love. You know, there's no baby daddy and oh, he beat me, and oh, he's broke but I love him. That's not the narrative. Now, if you're tired of struggle movies, you know, seeing black people struggle, then go ahead and don't watch this movie because it ain't nothing but struggle, girl, okay? But it's not about struggle love. These two were not in love. They went on a date. This scene you see here, they went on their first date, and if it wasn't for their circumstances, okay, they would not have fallen in love in the end. So let's get into the characters a little bit. We have Queen, who, I mean, right off the bat, stereotypical, okay, angry black woman. We have this angry black beautiful woman, and I didn't like her. Okay, I didn't like Queen because I'm like, Queen, why you got an attitude? Why are you upset? Why are you angry? Like, you asked this man out on a date. All right, we learned that they met each other on Tinder. It took her a while to respond to his message, which he let her know, listen, I wrote out a well put together, a well thought out message to you. And, you never responded, but, out of the blue, you respond. Why? She said something along the lines of, today I just needed to talk to someone. We learned that Queen is a lawyer. We learned that she's very closed off. We learned that she doesn't have family. And she just needed some companionship. Throughout the movie, we see Queen's character develop and we learn why she has these walls up and how she uses education, and success as a wall because she's missing that love connection from her mother. In contrast to Queen, we have Slim, who has had the total opposite experience. Okay, he's a black man from Jersey. He's very sheltered. He's very family orientated. He seems to be really easygoing, like not too much bothers him. It was really like really weird to watch, like these two opposites sit at this table and basically just annoy the shit out of each other. Like, I was just like, what? So we think the date is coming to an end. Slim is driving Queen home, but they get stopped by an officer. Okay, an officer who we later learn was just out here killing innocent black people. Now, in this scene, we learn that Queen wears the pants, okay? She's asking the officer, may we help you? Why do you have this light in his face? Do you have a warrant to look in his trunk? Okay, she lets it be known that she is a lawyer and she knows her rights. Slim is very nervous. He's answering the cop, no, sir, no, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. He does everything that the cop asks him to do, but then the cop draws a gun on him, and he is just shookington, okay? Just Shookington. Now, this scene escalated really quickly, but that's how shit really do go. And, I think a lot of people had a problem with this movie because, we use film and we use art to escape reality. And a lot of times when art and film is used to just smack us in the face with reality, it's like, damn, like we live this on an everyday. So the cop shoots Queen in the leg. Slim pushes the cop, grabs his gun, and kills the cop. From then on out, these two are on a journey to literally survive. For me, this scene was just like, damn, like it could just all go downhill so quickly for us. He says in the scene, he says to her, he's like, I'm not a criminal. Like, I just want to call my dad. I want to speak to my family. I just want to go home. I'm not a criminal. I'm a good guy. And she says to him, you are now. So the two are now on the run together. Again, personalities clashing. And that's what I'm like, it's not struggle love, y'all. Like, they didn't even like each other. They weren't in love. They didn't, like, they went on one date together and they decided that they didn't like each other. It was because of the circumstances where it's like, shit, now we're partners, I guess, because we're in this together. We went through this together. So we get to see them traveling a lot. There was a lot of shots of like scenery and open road, which was just so beautiful. I'm like, I know that was shot at like 6 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, but we get to see a lot of open road and the beauty of, Southern America. So as they're on the run, Queen and Slim come across a plethora of different types of black people. We love to say we are not monoliths. There are nuances. Okay, honey. So Lena gonna hit on every nuance. Okay. So we first get an interaction. They're trying to get food and they come across this kid. They give him some money. Like, listen, can you go get some food for us? He comes back and he's like, hey, is this you? And he shows them a news clip of the cop shooting at Queen and then Slim coming to the rescue, knocking the cop down and then shooting the cop. So they're looking like, oh, shit, and then we see everywhere that they go, the black people know who they are. And for the most part, the black people support them. They're like, listen, you're safe here. You're safe with us. We know who you are. Even after they try to change their identities, honey, we know who you are and you're safe here. You do have some black people that will support you, okay? And then you have some black people that will cape for the white man. Okay, so we see this when their car breaks down and they take the car to be repaired, and it's a black guy, and he's charging them basically all the money that they have. And he later tells them, like, yes, I know who you are. And it's like, okay, so if you know who we are, like, why are you even charging us in the first place? Like, we're on the run, that we're innocent. Like, why are you charging us more? And the guy says, well, you should have just paid the ticket. You'll see the story on the news and you believe the news. A lot of times it's fake news. So he's like, you should have paid your ticket, not knowing that they weren't even offered a ticket. There was no ticket. They were going to get killed by that officer because that's just what he does. He didn't know that. He didn't care. He didn't agree with Queen and Slim. But they meet his son, and his son is just like, listen, like, y'all are my idols. I'm going to a protest tomorrow. We're going to protest for the cops to leave you alone. You guys didn't do anything wrong. It was self-defense. Now, things got a little weird for me, okay, when he started saying, it doesn't matter if you die because we're immortal. And, it only matters that your family knows that you were here. They probably thought they were giving him a little piece of advice, but you can't say that. No. Okay. Because then what we see next is he then goes to the protest and he kills a cop. Now, I was upset. I don't care. I was upset because the cop that he killed was a black cop, okay? He was a black cop, but he was a good black cop. He was telling the young man, go home. I don't want you to get hurt. Just leave. Like, why he had to be the good black cop? Like, why y'all? No, I was mad. I was mad. And, there was a lot of symbolism there, the relationship between black people and black officers. It's really hard to explain, and you just never know. You might get a black cop who's an asshole, or you might get a black cop like the two black cops in this movie, interestingly enough, were the good guys, right? We had one black cop who let them escape, and then we had this black cop who was like, listen, young man, just go home. I don't want to see you get hurt. And he ended up getting killed. So I guess you gotta speak from the officer's perspective. You know what I mean? Like, this is their job, and a lot of times they are putting their life on the line to say, hey, I'm gonna be the good guy, and boom, he ended up dead. This scene also speaks on how influential we are to the youth. Like I said, he idolized them. They killed a cop. Now he wants to kill the cop, and it might not be to this extreme in every day. Sometimes it is. But I even always make a joke about, how Lil Wayne, how he had, once upon a time, he had all the black men brainwashed, like Lil Wayne couldn't do no wrong. Lil Wayne said it, so it was it was Bible. It was real. It was true. It was facts. What? Have y'all seen Lil Wayne lately? Anywho, that was a really sad and unexpected scene. Another unexpected scene for me was when he went to the gas station and the clerk was some weird kid that likes to play with guns. You could tell he probably built bombs as a kid. Anywho, he's like, hey, let me see your Glock. Oh my God, I love to carry guns. I love to hold weapons. Oh my God. And Slim gives him his weapon. Okay, and then he turns and points the weapon at Slim. Slim's like, what are you doing? He starts laughing like, I'm just kidding with you. But that part, it upset me because I was like, what was the point of this scene? Like, can we not do this? Can we just take this one out? But it was this scene that paints black men in the light of, we're not, well, I'm not a man, but they're not all killers. They're not all gangsters. They're not all street smart, and it's like, this man is just so naive and so dumb to give up his weapon. Meanwhile, white boy is like, oh, I know what type of gun this is. I know how to shoot it, when to shoot it. I know what it does. I just love holding it. And then points the gun. It shows you, again, who the real criminals are. Sidebar, this video is not in chronological order, just so you know. But yeah, so let's go to her uncle's house. So we go to her uncle's house. Child, I was just confused. I was like, is your uncle a pimp, girl? Is these his hoes? What is happening here, okay? We learned that he has some PTSD from fighting in Iraq, and that he has these women in his home because they make him feel like a king, and the outside world basically treats him like shit, okay? I also learned that one of the characters is a trans woman, and she is absolutely gorgeous. I'm glad that the general public didn't know that she's trans, because I feel like that scene would have hit different. People would have been looking different, looking at her different, like trying to see like, oh, wow, it's been in their minds like critiquing her being a trans woman versus just taken in that moment. But nevertheless, this is the first family dynamic we get to see with Miss Queen. Okay, she has already told us she doesn't have a good relationship with her family, and we're now in her uncle's home. We learned that her uncle is her mother's brother, and that he killed her by accident. Okay, he pushed her down some stairs as they were fighting over who was gonna keep the house. Child, hot mess. We also learned that her first lawsuit was proving that her uncle was innocent. Child, can you imagine? I see why she was a bitch in the beginning, okay? So because Queen is the reason why her uncle is a free man, of course he owes her a giant favor. He gives them a car, he gives them a place to stay, and he gives them a plan, okay? The plan is for them to go to Cuba, all right? So they're supposed to go through this person, that person, get to the plane, and get to Cuba, y'all. I thought the plan was going to work, okay? And that's why I'm pissed, because the plan ain't work. But anywho, So on the run to Cuba now, we now begin to see the two spark love interest. You know, it's their last days, y'all. Like, let's be real here. They knew that it was a huge possibility that they were not going to survive. There was some great quotes coming out of this movie. One of my favorite being, you know, when Queen was praying and she said, you know, Lord, thank you for, I don't know if she said thank you for this day or thank you for this journey. Oh, there you go. Thank you for this journey, no matter how it ends. Okay, there's a great possibility that, yes, y'all are going to get killed. Y'all are going to die, or you're going to spend the rest of your lives in jail. But they decided, you know what, if it's us two in it, it's us two in it till the end. Let's just enjoy our last days, minutes, hours here on this earth together. I love that we got to see them just be carefree, you know, doing things that they would have never done otherwise. But it's like, damn, like Black people, we can't never be carefree unless we on a run, like unless we know, well, it's the last and evil days, might as well. Like, damn, like we can't even live carefree. So everyone they meet from here on out is supposed to be a recommendation from her uncle, right? So they meet this white couple. You know, they were very apprehensive. The wife was just typical, like, oh honey, not these Black folk in my house. You know what I mean? But the husband was very, listen, you're safe here. We see the neighbor being nosy. Neighbor calls the cops. They're hiding in the house. They get away. Now, one thing I'll notice, there was a scene where they had to jump out of the window to escape, right? And Queen jumps. She dislocates her shoulder. Slim jumps. He lands on his feet. He's good. And one thing I noticed was like, damn, like Queen kept getting hurt in this movie. You know, she was the first one to get shot. Well, the only one to get shot. She got shot in her leg in the beginning, right? She jumps out the window. She dislocates her shoulder. And in the end, you know, she got shot first. And I was just like, damn, Black women, like, we always end up getting hurt in the midst of this shit. Like, what? Why she taking all the L's? I'm just saying, that was a symbol for me. I don't know if they meant to do that, but I really was side-eyeing that. Like, why my sis gotta keep getting hurt in the midst of this? Like, why her? But they're damn near on the last leg of the race. They just got to meet the guy that's going to introduce them to the guy that flies the plane. And they're on their way to Cuba, right? So I'm ready. I'm ready for them to get to Cuba. I'm thinking it's a baby on the way because there was definitely a sex scene. Okay, it wasn't no protection because where y'all get the condom from. I'm thinking the baby is there. And when they get to Cuba, they going to raise the baby in Cuba. Then the baby going to grow up and learn who his parents is. You feel me? I got a whole future planned out for them. But then we meet this motherfucker right here. Right the fuck here. We meet him. And I knew from jump, I didn't think he was going to be the one, but I knew from jump something just wasn't right about him. Like, he pulled up on him with a gun. They were sleeping in a car. He pulls up on him with a gun to their face. Like, what? Ain't you supposed to be helping us? Why you got a gun to our face? They're asking him questions. He doesn't want to answer. Everything was just so short and so quick and so unattached with him and with them. It's like everyone else that they've encountered, it was some type of connection, some type of something, like sit down, let's talk, even if we gotta argue, even if we disagree. Like with him, it was no connection. Stop asking me questions. Why y'all talking so much? Just come on. Let's go. Let's go tomorrow. Let's go. So we find out he lives in a trailer park and he eats ramen noodles for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, this man is Po. Okay, and he's on the phone. He makes a phone call, and you can tell Queen and Slim are very uneasy. They are very they've been uneasy the whole movie, but it was just like, like, should we not? I don't. What's going on here? Okay. And, you know, old boy, I don't even remember his name, child. Old boy makes a phone call and he's like, all right, you know, y'all can spend the night. The plane will be there tomorrow. They like, tomorrow? Oh, nah, we gotta go. We gotta go now. We ain't waiting till tomorrow. You know, we don't trust you. We ain't staying here till tomorrow. Who knows if we gonna make it till tomorrow? Old boy like, okay, calm down. He makes another phone call, right? He's like, yo, they want to leave today. Boom. Magically, it goes from 24 hours to be there in an hour. That would have been a red flag for me. I'd have asked a whole bunch of more questions, but old boy wasn't trying to answer no questions, y'all. None. Zero. Zilch. Zapato. So then we finally start getting a little connection from him. He's like, live your best life, sis. And, you know, the theater is like, yes. You know, we like finally like warm up a little bit. Like, come on now. And then, he drops them off at the plane and he just leaves. Like, I didn't really see no goodbyes. I didn't see. It was just like a quick transaction for him. Okay. Following that, we see cars, cop cars, child. The jig is up. Like, literally 10 feet from the plane, cop cars surrounding them. So they're talking to each other. They saying they last one twos. Girl, let me tell you something. I was so sad. I was like, you know what? It was fun while it lasted. And she said, Queen looks at Slim and says, "Can I be your legacy?" And boom, 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 boom. Well, it was just one shot, but right in the heart, a cop kills her. She did that on her own accordance because the other cop was like, I guess the chief, he was like, "What are you doing? I never said shoot. I never said fire." Like, it's always the female cop. I'm telling you. Nah, I can't even say that because I one of my mentors, God rest her soul, was a female cop, and she an amazing woman. Okay, her daughters are cops, and they're amazing. So there are some cops who are good people and really want to change the narrative and change the stigma and really do good for the community. But that chick in a movie, I was like, oh, I can't stand her. Slim is just looking at his queen dead. He's crying. He picks her up. I'm thinking he's about to walk to the plane. Like, fuck it. Let me just try to get to the plane. But I feel like that would have been like too much, like set it off. You know what I mean? So he starts walking towards the cops. And, they're like, stop. Stay where you are. Get on the ground. He doesn't listen. They let off like a whole round into his chest while he's holding Queen. And, they both die. Very sad scene, y'all. Whole movie theater, like, you could just look around. Everybody was crying. At the end, they show the funeral. They show, the murals. And that was it. And I was just left there to just be speechless. And, as one of the closing scenes, we see this man counting a bunch of money. Previously, we learned that there is a bounty over both of their heads, $250 apiece. That's $500K for whoever brings them to the police. So Queen and Slim was sold out by a brother man who eats ramen noodles. And as much as I hate y'all, that hurt me at the core. As much as I hated that scene, I could not fix my fingers to be a critic on Twitter about that scene because guess what? We just lost Nipsey to a brother man in the same hood as him. Allegedly because the cops paid him. So this is something that happens. And I'm torn between, this is our truth. This is the truth. But we don't need that narrative on the big screen. Like, let it just be some things within the community where it's like, damn, we know this and we got to try to work on that. Or this is something that may never be fixed, right? Because money is the root to all evil. But it's just something about seeing that on the screen. Y'all, when I seen it with my bae, let me tell y'all, because I told y'all I saw it twice, right? Story time. When I seen it with my bae, we was sitting next to this white lady. Okay, true story. We was sitting next to this white lady. And my boo think he got a heavy voice. He got a deep heavy voice. His voice is heavy, right? So even if he whispers, like, you could feel the bass of that shit, all right? Now, I'm talking to him throughout the movie, like, different parts, like, oh my God, did you see that? Or whatever the case may be. And she goes, excuse me, like, the movie is playing. Can you guys be quiet? So I looked at her, and I looked at him. He said, she white? I said, yeah. But you need to catch it on Netflix. I almost said that. But I said, you know what, Lo? She did pay her little coins. Just be quiet, right? So I took it in. So now it's, throughout the movie, there's little funny parts or, the music was amazing. So I'm singing to some of the songs that I know. I'm laughing. I'm, just going through the emotions. And this lady got the nerve. She's huffing and puffing, y'all. She was huffing and puffing while I was just sitting here, being black, enjoying this black film. And when she started to cry, and she started to sniffle and I said, shh. I'm watching the movie. Yeah, you can't get petty for petty with a Pisces. Don't do that, miss. Oh, that got me tight. So on top of me already having to deal with this lady who would have snitched on me because she felt like I was too loud, you now gonna put on this screen the black man selling out the black people. It was hard. It was a hard pill to swallow. I'm not gonna lie. It was hard. I was just like, damn. Like, damn. I could slap you right now just for the ending of this movie. You feel? So since then, I've been watching different interviews with Lena and Melina and Daniel and Jody. And I'm just trying to figure out why that ending, like I just feel like why why that ending? Why? I wish the end was different. I do wish they made it to Cuba. But in reality, do we get that opportunity? You know what I mean? Like, do we get that chance? Do we? Y'all let me know what y'all thought of this movie. This review is already 25 minutes long. Y'all know my videos be like 11 minutes long max. So, I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts on the movie. There's so much criticism surrounding this movie. So if you guys want to see that video, I'll create a separate video and we can talk about that, girl, because the girls are upset with good reasoning. I just want to say, can y'all look at Jody in this picture? Like, is she not a goddess? Like, what? Oh my god, queendom, honey, queendom. Okay, make sure you guys subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any uploads, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.